Hi everyone, this is the video I want you to watch before you go and play with me in any kind of Facebook for Business workshop that I run. This is really for your own safety in that you, even if you don't really understand why you're doing it, that you do it. It's going to be one of the prerequisites of me running any of my Facebook workshops. In that I will insist that you have your privacy settings set up properly before you even turn up. And if you turn up and you don't, you can either leave or I'll sit there and fix it up for you, because this is just so important, I can't tell you. Some of you might be aware that there was a hoo-ha in the media with Facebook, Cambridge Analytica. What was all of that about? Um, the reality of it is, for a lot of us that have been on Facebook and using it for business and all kinds of things over the years, it was pretty obvious that certain users were starting to be targeted, and they were being targeted very easily because they just left everything wide open. All of their privacy, all of their photos, all of their friends, everything was open there to see where you live, where you've gone to, who you visited, all that stuff that you're posting on your own personal Facebook feeds should be private. It should be only that your friends see it and not the whole wide world. So, of course, if you put on your hat and go, I think I'm going to be a spammer, a scammer, I'm going to make some money and get some viruses out there, the people you choose are the people who obviously A, maybe don't care, or B, they just haven't looked and bothered to set up their privacy properly. So those are the ones that are usually chosen to receive all kinds of things. So you will have seen your friends go, oh my gosh, I've been hacked. Someone has targeted my friends, all of that kind of stuff. Bet you bottom dollar that those are the people who have had all their friends wide open to see. And you'd be surprised, even extraordinarily well-known people, if you check them out on Facebook, they have all their friends available for all of them to see. And you know pretty well that they either don't think it's important, and they're the ones that are going to be targeted. So if you're a friend of theirs, sadly, you're going to be targeted too, because all your stuff's out there as well. So the more that you can tighten your personal profile right up so that the only thing that they will see is whatever you've decided can go public. For most people, they don't really need anything to go public. If you want something to go public, you normally put that on your business page, because that's where you want the world to see what's happening with your business. But if I was your business competitor, I'd be going, oh, what's Jane Smith up to with her business? Let me check out Jane Smith, the owner. Oh, look at that. Jane Smith has lots of friends and they're in the same industry I am. I think I might connect with Jane Smith's friends because I can take all that information. I can talk about Jane Smith. I can see where she's been recently. I can get Jane Smith's competitors to start maybe using my business a bit. Not only that, I can use my Facebook page and start targeting Jane Smith's friends so that I start coming up in their feeds. There are so many things that you're probably not aware of that Facebook can do. So you've got to think, how can I keep what's mine privately? It's like your private address book that you keep to yourself, whether it's on your mobile phone or whether it's one of those old-fashioned handwritten ones. I've still got one, I'll still admit that. But that's like handing it out to anyone Joe Public and going, here's all my friends and their contact details. They won't mind if they're contacted by you. Well, yes, they will. So let's hop off from listening to me and let's go check out some Facebook profiles. I think that's probably the best way to go and see what's actually happening there. So what you can see now is my private Facebook page. This is my own private profile. You'll all have something like this. I'm showing you first on a computer. Why? Because I think that's really important that you actually see that. I might just move that out of the way. No, maybe I won't. Hold over here. But what I would like you to have a look at is, this should be very much like what you've already got. You know, there's your profile pic, there's your cover photo on the background. You will see here, I actually don't put any links to anything else. I just keep it very generic, but I'll stick away from that because this isn't a discussion about that at the moment. So in my case, because I have some people who want to know about what I do personally, because for those of you that know me, I have lots of hats that I wear. The hat that I work with is called Inspiring Women. But you will find that I don't have added anything about Inspiring Women here. I've kept it deliberately blank. But what I do want you to go and have a look at, and there's all different ways of doing this. I think the first thing I'll do is I'll go to friends. So you can see here, according to this little grey figure here, this is how many friends I have, 633. But the reality of it is no one will know how many friends I actually have. And that's a good thing. The only people I want them to be able to see is if we share friends. So if I've got a friend in common with an old Karen, I'm sorry that you're up the top here, but I put you here. I suppose you're up here for a reason, and you're a perfect example to me. You can see here that Karen and I have 127 mutual friends. I can't see any of her other friends. If I go into Karen's friends, I'm going to try and stick out of here, Karen. All it's showing me is the people I'm already friends with Karen. So because Karen and I have obviously known each other for a very, very long time, and we've moved in very similar business circles, we have a lot of similar business friends. But Karen, being Karen, networker extraordinaire, would have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of friends, just like I do. But I can't see them all. In fact, according to this now, she and I actually only share 82 mutual friends. So the only people I can see on Karen's list is the people that I share friends with. Here's another one, Angela, 61. The cyber safety lady, of course, she's got it set up so that I can't see anybody, which is great. I mean, you know, that's a good way to be. That's very safe. When I can see things here like just friends, that is a problem. So that means that these people have all their friends wide open for anyone to see. So you can see here, Carol and I have 24 mutual friends, but there are others here that I look at and go, wow, I wish they had their privacy settings set up because they're ripe for some pigging. Let's put it that way. So here's another one, Michelle. She and I have 33 mutual friends, but there are others there where I can see exactly how many friends they've got in total there. And that's not a good thing. They should be set up so that they are only mutual friends showing. So Melody's another one. 3 mutual friends. I know Melody's got a hell of a lot of wonderful friends. But in her case, if I go and try and be naughty and go, who are her friends? There are only 3. That's the thing. So I can't see any of her other friends. And that's safe. That shows that you don't, if Melody and I only shared 1 friend, or no friends, then that's a good thing, because at least they're kept safe. So you can see that in some it shows mutual friends, some it shows how many friends they've got all together, which I wish they wouldn't. And others, it shows no friends whatsoever, in which case we don't share any mutual friends, which is how that works. So how do you do that, I hear you ask? So there's all kinds of things we need to do, but you'll see here on the side here, there's this little box that says manage and edit privacy. So if I click on that, away we go. And here we go. So this is, remember, looking at from your computer or your laptop, your friends list. Who can see who your friends list is? Remember that your friends control who their friendships are on their own timelines. So if people can see your friendship on another timeline, they'll be able to see it on the news feed. So the way that you have it so that you only see mutual friends is that you click only me. All right, not public, not your friends. There's one called Friends Accept Acquaintances. Won't go into that. It's a Facebook thing all on its own. But just click only me. And that way you'll only show who you've got mutual. Now you will see that I've set mine up for only me on almost everything. And that is because as Facebook has been shown to be somehow hackable to get information from, you want to make sure that they've got as little as they can about you. It means that when you post something on your Facebook feed, that it is kept only there. If someone decides to try and share it, if they're not a friend with you, if you don't have mutual friends, no one else will be able to see it. Which is why when you're sitting in some Facebook groups, you will see that you will see that some people have shared things and no one can see it. And that's because that was something that was in someone's private Facebook feed. It was set with the right privacy setting, which was for their friends only. And no, if you're not a friend with them, you can't see it. So I'm just going to flick over here very quickly to View As. Now, View As is showing you having a look at your Facebook feed as to how it looks like to Joe Blow Public. I'll just get it right if I can, maybe not. Okay. So this is how my feed, see it says this is what your profile looks like to the public. I can actually check to see how it would look as a specific person if there was a person that I didn't want to see certain things. But because I know I have to, well, not have to, but I choose to post some things publicly for everyone who follows me to see, I put some posts out publicly so that those people who are following can see the information that I wish to share with everyone. So in which case 16 hours ago, I put out about a refresher course for those in the hospitality industry. Here's a charity fundraiser event that I want people to be interested in and sharing about, which is great. And also about a wonderful app that I heard about for people wanting to help people with cancer. So you'll see that I have, in my case, chosen very specific things that I think those who are following me, so they're not my friends, they're my followers. Followers cannot see what you put on your private Facebook page. And in all honesty, when you think of your private Facebook page, these are the places where you go, sorry, to share things about what's happening in your private Facebook world. So in my case, and I'll give you an example, those of you that know me know that I've spent a couple of years in and out of hospital caring for my partner, who seems to be going in and out more than a yo-yo recently. And so I will share updates about his health, to my friends. I will share about my sometimes frustration about that. But I'll also share about places that I've been to that I like. These aren't interesting to other people per se. They're interesting to me and possibly to my friends. That's why I'm getting more choosy as we go along, let's put it this way, as to who I actually friend on Facebook, because if they want to know general updates, then they can follow me. But really, who wants to find out that I'm now looking after someone's dog, or in the case of a blind and deaf cat that I've recently found? I mean, these are things that are interesting to my close personal friends. They're not interesting to anybody who's running their businesses or things like that. So there's ways and means. I mean, the good thing is there's places for everyone to go, but the most important thing for you to remember is to set up your privacy settings so that they are always set up really nice and tight. So a place to go, and you'll find Facebook's becoming a little bit more transparent, but you still have to search around. So I've just gone into a place called settings, and you'll see here on the left hand side privacy, and here again, this is where we go, and you can fix up the rest of your privacy. Who can see your future posts? So if you posted something tomorrow, who would see it? So I've got it set up at the moment for my friends. Sometimes I might have it set up for friends except acquaintances. So I've got a whole group of people who I've put into a box of acquaintances who I look at and go, you know what? They're probably not interested in my passion for X. So if I post about X, I'll say my friends accept the acquaintances so they don't get bored to tears. Not that I'm thinking that my feed is particularly interesting to people, but I'm just very aware. So you can choose everything along here. So I've got here that people can contact me, friends of friends. Because the only choice here is everyone or friends of friends. I don't want everyone to choose. So you'll see that I'm choosing, if we go into edit here, I'm choosing things very carefully as to who should be able to see what. Who can see my friends list? Only me. Who can look you up with the email address you provided? Okay, the most secure one is friends. All right, that's it. I wish there was only me, in all honesty. Who can look you up using the phone number you provided? For those of you who are getting phone scams, guess what? They're scraping that information off your Facebook page or your Instagram page or wherever you've decided to put your phone number. It's becoming a real issue for business owners with their websites, because we're all having to be much more careful about where our email addresses are. So there's ways and means of hiding your email address so that it can't be scraped off the website. That's another story. Do you want search engines outside of Facebook to link to your profile? No, you want to keep this as tight as you possibly can. If I go into security and log on, this will show you things like what I've logged in from. And something that a lot of us who are very thingy about privacy, if you ever get around to it, try and use two-factor I can't even say it, authentication. Gosh, I got it out eventually. This is using codes to log in. So for those of you who, this is for if you ever do get hacked. It does mean that they can't just log in unless they've got the authentication code, which is something that you download an app onto your phone, and highly suggest it if you want to be extremely tight, which I am with my privacy. So what else do I want to share with you? Let's just go for a moment over to an iPad, if possible. Oops, helps if I probably switch it on. There we go in there. Let me just double check. Right. So here again, I am on my I'm on an iPad, or a tablet. You'll see it all looks slightly different. So this is the problem. It will look always different no matter what thing you're actually using. But if you go into your tablet or iPad, you'll see that you've got post, edit about, activity log, and then a circle with 3 dots that says more. If you click on more, you'll see that there's an option called view privacy shortcuts. This page that you can see now, let me just double check something. Or do I? Maybe I do. I'm going to go back again because I've just realised that I missed you for a bit of it. So this is the iPad or tablet. You'll see it looks different than on your website from your tablet or computer. They try to make it so that it's easier to whip around and find things. So you'll see here, you've got post, edit about, activity log, and then the circle with 3 dots here, which I've just clicked, and it says view privacy shortcuts. So this is where it takes you to. Now this has been effectively changing quite dramatically over the last couple of years. I'm gathering as Facebook keeps getting in trouble for not making it easier to see how to fix your privacy. But you'll see here, review a few important privacy settings. So this is taking you through to a very little kind of shortcut, if you like. So it's thanking you, and you just click next. And here it's saying your next post. Yeah, choose the audience. So this is where you're going to post something, and you can choose to say whether it's going to be public, with your friends, or your friends accept acquaintances, and you can choose acquaintances or only me. But if you're posting to only you, let's just get that done. If you're posting to only you, then really no one sees anything anyway. So I just clicked then next up the top here, and you'll see it's taken us across. And this also, you'll see as I scroll up and down on the right hand side here, I've chosen everything to be only me. So I don't want people to see my mobile number, because all that does is give the spammers and the scammers another way of calling or texting me. My email address, a second old email address, God help them, I never look. I've turned everything off about my birthday. Word of warning for those of you that, as you will have realised, we all rely on Facebook now to remind us when all our friends' birthdays are. I switched mine off and then got in a whole heap of trouble from some old friends who knew it was my birthday and just did what they always do anyway, post happy birthday. But of course, for the vast majority of people like me who don't even think about it until the reminder comes up, we're rather miffed that I'd switched it off. So anyway, that's for you to choose whether you want that public or not. Keep in mind, whatever you do, don't put up your year, or if you do put up a birthday, try not to put your real information up there, because to be able to emulate other people and choose their and basically steal their identity online is so easy. I will not do it, but I could give a Facebook presentation on an absolute stranger, and I would present them with so much information about themselves, it would be freaky. And they'd wonder where I got it all from, and it was just from looking at it from the perspective of what I could actually find on Facebook. So as I said, only me. And then the last thing here is apps and websites. Now mine shows an absolute blank, but these are all the things that you play with on Facebook. All those things where you've played with, who was I in another life? Where am I going to be in whatever it is year? All those games that you like to play, all of that is actually grabbing your data, believe it or not. So I stopped quite a long time ago, as much as I see many people still playing them and sharing them, because yes, they are fun. But the reality of it is they're there for a reason. And the reason is it grabs information from you, which is why you have to share it to your Facebook. So the only ones I would even suggest, if you want to play one of those, is anything that doesn't ask you to log into Facebook. Because once you've allowed an app to log into your Facebook, you don't know what they're going to do with that information, but you can bet your bottom dollar they're going to sell it, and not necessarily to anyone nice. So you'll see there it says, here are the apps and websites from other companies that you've used Facebook to log into. You can edit who on Facebook sees the apps and websites you use and remove any that you don't want. So I've actually gone and removed everything that I ever looked at, oh God, ages ago. So mine's empty, but I am positive for quite a few of you it will be filled with hundreds. And if I were you, I'd be removing. See that right down the bottom there in grey is the word remove. I would be reviewing them, not reviewing them, removing them, because it's constantly sending data back about you, which is a bit of a shame. So this is my tip for today. You can learn more. You can see here, you can manage your location settings. That's an interesting one as well. There's all kinds of stuff you can set up here. But for me, the most important thing is that you lock down who your friends are. Look at my lovely friends. Who your friends are, and make sure that they're not passing on information about you. And this was a conversation that was had online actually earlier this year, before any of this Facebook Analytica started. There was a whole range of things happening where people were getting hacked. And all of those of us that had our privacy settings set up were looking at it and going, this is getting really dangerous, because some of those people are my friends, and they're going to get access. They mightn't see anything of mine, but they know now a name to start searching, and that can be a concern. So I wish you all wonderful time out there sorting out your Facebook privacy settings. It's not hard, but I hope that this video helps you anyway, and hopefully see you at a Facebook workshop real soon. That's what we would love to see you at. Okay, thanks. Bye.